Transforming Trauma, Unit 4, a workshop presentation developed by Dr. Julian Watchorn on behalf of the Foster and Kinship Carers Association of Tasmania. This workshop received support from the Sydney Myer Fund. In Unit 4 of this series of workshops, we'll continue to explore the third domain of trauma and connection. A strong connection between children and their carers is critical to children being able to understand and feel safe in the world. A secure connection means that children can explore their world, always knowing that they can come back to base when they do not feel safe or uncertain. Children develop the ability to self-regulate through their experiences of being attended to and supported by their carer and other important relational sources. Children's brain connections are configured by the responses of their carer to their physiological, emotional, and social needs. Carers' responses, in turn, are largely shaped by their own internal models of relationships developed in infancy and throughout their lives. By anticipating how their parents or carers will respond, children come to know how to behave and communicate their needs and feelings. The more predictable the response to them, the greater the confidence that children develop in both what they feel and how they understand the world. In particular, they learn that they are able to solve problems. If they can't do so on their own, they learn that they can find and trust others who can help them. Children identify relationships as a source of comfort. Children develop templates that allow them to transfer the strengths of these experiences to new relationships and other social opportunities. Children learn to interpret their emotional reactions to external experiences in line with working models that are repeated over time. Children come to have a working model of what relationships are like, how to be in them, and what to expect from them. Carers help children internalise strategies for being aware of their emotional state. Carers provide comfort, support, interest, and praise, and children internalise a way of shaping the way they feel on their own. The child's relational template. Relational experience. Attunement. If I'm connected, then I can be attuned to myself and others around me. If I'm not connected, then I won't be attuned to those around me. Responsiveness, modulation. If I'm connected, then I can modulate my response, big for big and small for small. If I'm not connected, then I'll respond erratically, ineffectively, and inappropriately. Acknowledgement and validation. If I'm connected, then I can acknowledge and validate others and myself. If I'm not connected, then I will not acknowledge the contribution of others and will not validate theirs or my own experience. I'll be unable to see the work of the team. Self-experience, exploration. If I'm connected, then I can explore my world more, try new things. If I'm not connected, then I'll explore less and attempt to control more. Self-awareness. If I'm not connected, then I'll be unaware of myself, and so will spill out rather than regulate, or will tighten in and control things more rigidly. Self-regulation. If I'm connected, then I can notice when I'm getting tired, cranky, angry, or stressed, and regulate myself. And the more I do this, the more I'll be self-aware. Safety, security, and trust. Children who've experienced chronic trauma will have been exposed to inconsistent, hostile, and rejecting models of connection to their parents or carers. For them, experiences of safety and security are rare. As a consequence, they find it difficult to trust those around them. Carers can struggle to regulate the distress of children who experience abuse-related trauma. This is because the experience of trauma affects the natural bond in the relationship between the two. The impact of trauma on relationships. Traumatised children are not offered opportunities to learn to reshape their internal arousal. Their interactions with violent and neglecting parents and carers result in amplification of arousal levels. Children do not have their feelings and states noticed and acknowledged. Children eventually learn to ignore what they feel and what they perceive. Connection and internal working models. Children develop internal working models of relationships which are based on threat, ambivalence, confusion, and unpredictability. These models are often repeated with carers, teachers, peers, and other key relationships. The relational environment fails to provide children with the opportunity to change their working models and develop an ability to adapt.